All right, what's up, you guys? I just want to go over the fights from this past weekend. All right, I know I'm a few days late. Um, I'm gonna go over the boxing matchups and the UFC fights too. All right, but I'm gonna start off with Jesse Vargas and Saddam Ali. All right, I'm gonna start off with that fight because to me that was the best boxing matchup of the weekend. Okay, that was the best. I thought it was like an even matchup going into the fight. Okay, I didn't do a prediction video. I avoided that because it would have been a biased pick. Okay, I would have picked Saddam Ali to win that fight because I like Saddam Ali. I really wanted him to win. I didn't see him winning the fight, but I wanted him to win, and I was hoping he would pull it off. And if I did a pick, it would have been a biased pick. It would have been a bad pick, obviously, because Jesse Vargas won and stopped him. All right, I didn't think he would stop him, but my heart told me that Jesse Vargas was going to win that fight. I mean, Jesse Vargas was just too seasoned as a fighter. Jesse Vargas. I was looking on his boxer. Let me. Jesse Vargas. Jesse Vargas fought a lot of people. Okay, and he's been in a lot of tough fights. Vivian Harris, Josecito Lopez, Leonardo Tyner, Steve Forbes, Aaron Martinez, Khabib Alec Verdiev, Antonio DeMarco, Timothy Brad. There's too many people. You can't compare that to Saddam Ali fighting a Bregu. It's no comparison. When I say going to the fight, it's even two young fighters. Jesse Vargas only has one loss in a fight that was very controversial with Tim Bradley almost knocking him out at the end of the fight. And Jesse Vargas is a tough fighter. He's a good boxer. He has a great jab. He could bang it out with you. He could switch it up. He could fight on his back foot. He's a pretty well-rounded fighter. And the thing with Saddam Ali, he's a skilled fighter. All right, he's just not slick enough. He doesn't have the reflexes. Defensively, he's not good enough yet for a guy like Jesse Vargas. To beat Jesse Vargas, you would either have to be too slick for him or more aggressive than him. And Saddam Ali just doesn't have those skills. And this is why I didn't think he was going to win. All right. I know I didn't do a video, but I didn't think he was going to win the fight. And that's exactly what happened in the fight. I mean, Saddam looked good at points. He looked good. He came out looking good. It was going back and forth, but Jesse Vargas has looked like the stronger fighter. All right, the more relaxed fighter. Even when he got hit with some shots, he took them well. I just didn't see the same for Saddam Ali. I feel bad that he lost the fight, but to keep it honest with you, keep it 100% real, I just don't see Saddam Ali beating like the top 10 welterweights. He's in a tough division. Some of the best fighters in the game is in this division. And, even over there, fighting Tim Bradley, I thought he would have lost. Fighting Pacquiao, WBO, these are WBO guys. Pacquiao, top rank, and even Jesse Vargas. I just didn't think he had the skills to beat, those guys. Not yet. I just needed him to fight a little bit more. And, no surprise with that loss. No surprise there. I mean, just the stoppage was a surprise. The stoppage was definitely a surprise. But Saddam Ali, he got a lot of things to work on. And, I mean, it's one thing I did notice in that fight. I know he was complaining about his ankle. One thing I did notice is that in the first round, he was, circling Jesse Vargas a lot, which is what I thought he should have done going into this fight. But after the first round, he seemed to be standing right in front of Vargas, okay? And, I think that was the worst way, the worst approach in this fight. And Jesse Vargas was his timing was better. His punches seemed harder. He just seemed more physically strong. He took Saddam Ali's shots better. And, he won the fight, all right? It was a good fight. Jesse Vargas might get his rematch with Bradley if Bradley is to beat Pacquiao, or even if he loses to Pacquiao in the third fight, he still might get his rematch. All right. But it is what it is. I can't believe Jesse Vargas is the number. He's a WBO champ now. Wouldn't be surprised if Kell Brook called him out or something, because Kell Brook seems to just not want to fight anyone that's good, but only American. But anyway, so let's move on. What are the fights we got? So let's go over to UFC. Talk UFC real quick. Holly Holm loses to Miesha Tate. My thoughts on the fight. Miesha Tate, even though she was losing stand-up, she was doing pretty well, especially in the first round. I thought the first round was pretty close. I still gave it to Holly. I gave it a slight edge, but I like what Miesha was doing as far as boxing. I thought Ronda was going to do a little bit more, do a little bit better than just following Holly Holm around the ring. Miesha Tate was, the commentary was good. They were saying everything that I was seeing. They both were trying to counter each other. Tate was doing pretty well. She even countered Holm a few times, especially in the first round. She did pretty well on the stand-up, but she definitely needed to, she's good at grappling. She needed to grab Holly. That was her way of winning the fight. She wasn't going to win the fight on stand-up, all right, and striking. Second round almost stopped her. That was I was rooting for Holly Holm. Okay, I was rooting for Holly Holm, and that second round, man, I didn't think she was going to make it out that second round, right? I couldn't believe she made it out. Third round, Holly Holm won on, striking. Fourth round, she was very dominant. Fourth round was probably Holly Holm's best round. And then going into the fifth, it seemed like Holly Holm had the fight in the bag, She threw a lazy jab out there. Tate was able to turn her, grab her from behind. And once I saw that and I saw the time and it was like still a couple minutes left, I knew the fight was a wrap. She had the fight in the bag, but she got lazy, got comfortable, and she lost the fight. She paid for it. And it sucks now because Ronda already beat Miesha Tate twice. I saw both of those fights. And, I don't really want to see that fight, and I think Ronda, I don't know where she's at mentally, but I think Ronda's going to win that fight, and it sucks because, I wanted Holly to win, and, I like Miesha Tate too. It's just that I just didn't want to see a third Rousey Tate fight, I didn't want to see a third fight. So, that's how I feel on that fight. Now, as far as Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz, all right? First of all, people are trying to make no one was exposed here, okay? And I like Conor McGregor, but this is, like, people try to make this out to be, like, Ronda Rousey losing to Holly Holm. No, Ronda Rousey got embarrassed, and she got dominated, all right? And she got knocked out. All right, Conor McGregor was winning this fight, okay? Conor McGregor won the first round. It was competitive. Nate Diaz is a good boxer himself. He's always been a good boxer. That's why I like the fight going into this fight. Conor McGregor went up in weight dramatically. He went up to 170 for the guy that he was not going to knock out, okay? First of all, anyone that thought Conor was going to get a knockout is crazy, all right? He's not knocking out Nate Diaz. Okay, he didn't knock out Nate Diaz. I thought Conor, in the first round, I like what he was doing, especially with the leg kicks. Okay, I thought the leg kicks were good. The counter punching. Conor got some good boxing. I'm telling you, man, I would love to see that guy box one day, just to see how he would do. Maybe not even against a top fighter, but I'm interested in seeing Conor McGregor box because the dude can box, for real. All right. But the second round, he seemed to be, slow it down. The stamina issues started coming around. He's fighting at a bigger weight. He's fighting a guy that's going to keep coming, that's relentless. And, once Nate Diaz got him with that shot, it was a wrap. I believe it was a straight right hand that hurt Conor. And Conor seemed to, he tried to play it off, but he was hurt. And Conor was gassed, and as soon as Nate got him, and he choked him out. Listen, it is what it is. Conor looked good up until when he got hurt. But hey, it is what it is. He went up in weight. He skipped over a couple of divisions, went up and fought this dude. It's not a bad loss. I don't think it's over for him. I do think what I will say is this. I thought he was going to beat those Annuals. I thought he was going to win that fight. When they were going to fight, I thought he was going to win that fight. I don't think most fighters is not going to be able to sustain the amount of punches that Nate Diaz took in that fight. Most fighters are not going to be able to take those punches from Conor McGregor, okay? I always thought Frankie Edgar was going to be a tough fight for Conor. Frankie Edgar his stamina is insane, okay? And even if Conor is winning early, if he can't get Frankie Edgar out of there early, Frankie would probably, had a good chance of winning that fight. I don't think Conor will ever move all the way back down to 145. But I think Frankie Edgar would have been a very, very difficult fight, all right, for Conor McGregor. But as far as listen, the guy is still a star to me. He's still a good fighter. I hope he keeps winning. I like him for UFC. The difference between I don't like Ronda Rousey, all right? And I know I made fun of her. I made a video with her. I didn't make fun of her, but I was laughing at the fact that she lost because I don't like Ronda. I don't like her attitude. With Conor, I can see he's putting on a show. When the fight is over, he shows respect. He's respectful. He does what he has to do. I know he says a lot of things about Floyd. He's using Floyd's name to get the buzz. He's doing it. He knows Floyd is not going to fight him, okay? He's keeping Floyd's name in his mouth because he's trying to get the buzz. He's trying to get people to know who he is. He's just trying to promote himself, all right? I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. He knows when to turn it off, on and off. So I don't have a problem with it. Ronda, it's a little different. When she wins, she gets up in a way like, she walks away. It's no kind of respect for any of her opponents, not even when the fight is over. And that's why I personally don't really like Ronda. With Conor, I remember when he lost to Chad Mendes, he gave him a lot of respect. I like Conor. Even when he lost to Nate Diaz, he showed respect at the end. He kept it real like a man, like a real man should. And I liked his post-fight speeches, all the fight speeches I've seen him do since the loss. I like what he had to say. I can respect a guy like that. So that's why I personally like Conor McGregor, all right, over Ronda Rousey. Now, let's go back into boxing. Victor Ortiz. Do I really have to talk about that fight? He destroyed Tony Thompson like he should have. Tony Thompson, I think he's retiring. I hope so. It was a bad fight, man. It was a bad fight to watch. Ortiz was getting hit a little too much for my liking, but it was in a way where he just didn't feel like Tony Thompson was a threat to him. He didn't fight at a high level. I think when he fight better fighters, it brings the best out of him. He fought like at a higher level when he fought Brian Jennings, and I know Tony Thompson was a replacement, so I can't really blame him for the fight. They just needed someone for him to get in the ring with, for him to stay busy. All right. But it just wasn't a good fight. I don't know what to say about the fight. It wasn't a good fight. It's just Tony Thompson looked old. Every time he fell down, he even fell down slow. He looked old falling down. He looked old getting back up. No disrespect, but please retire. We don't want to see it. I know I don't want to see it no more. Okay. Now, I'm trying to think of any other fights. The Showtime fights. Antoine Douglas, all right, got beat down, man, by that fighter from, I know he's an Eastern European fighter. I don't know. I forgot what country he was from, all right, but he fought like Mike Tyson. He was highly inspired by Mike Tyson. Wore the shorts, had the look, had the style. Didn't fight quite like Mike, doesn't have the reflexes or the athleticism as Mike Tyson, obviously. But it's sad to see that young kid get beat up like that, undefeated. I seen Antoine Douglas live. The first time I seen him fight was a couple years ago. I believe when he fought Michelle Soro up in the casino upstate in New York. That was the first time I seen him fight. And I've been watching some of his fights. He's usually fighting on Showtime. And I thought he was good, but I never thought nothing major about him, and he was supposed to fight Sam Solomon, a fight that he could win. Sam is like, no one really looks good fighting Sam Solomon. You could either beat him and edge the decision or lose. And Sam Solomon, I think he got injured, pulled out of the fight within 2 weeks of the fight. And it was this bad idea for them to set this kid up with this guy, this Eastern European guy. And, people got to stop sleeping on these Eastern Europeans, man, because they just seem to be just beating up everybody, man. But, it's sad because Antoine Douglas is like 6-7 inches taller than the guy he just lost to. This guy was all over him the whole fight. It was even worse than the Amir Imam fight against Granados. And I was tweeting during the fight, and you guys said, follow me on Twitter. No, I said that. I was like, man, this fight reminded me of the fight with Adrian Granados, and Amir Imam. This guy is not moving at all. He's putting himself on the ropes, even in the first round. Like, what kind of boxing skill is this? This guy just backed himself into the ropes exactly where this short guy, this short killer wanted him at, and beat him down round after round after round, knocking him through the ropes. I was like, man, what is going on with these guys? And the styles is different. This guy that he fought is totally different from Sam Solomon. But, I mean, man, I don't know if he saw any video footage, but this guy fighting like Mike Tyson, he's shorter than you. Obviously, he needs to get on the inside. He needs to get close to you. And you did exactly what he wanted you to do. Very disappointed in the way that fight played out. It was sad to watch that kid to get beat down every single round, like all the way to the end, and gets stopped at the end. All right. And Julian J. Rock Williams. You know what? I want to talk about something, but I'm gonna save that for another video. And I was actually tweeting about this the other day. If you follow me until I was talking about J-Rock and 154, but I'm gonna save that for another video. So, anyway, that's my video. That's the only fights I'm gonna speak on, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, take care.